Yo, 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 what's good with it, family? This your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. Finna bring you my weekly watch list for the week of March 21st through March 25th. We're gonna get in here and get into some plays. It's a lot of options across the week. We gotta be savvy, keep our head on the swivel, and know where the money to go reside. And ultimately, that's what we do in the Alpha Pack. But let's do it. So let's get into the first setup that we're looking at here. And it is going to be in the energy sector. I want to talk about energy a little bit, mainly because, energy has been on the run and, we had some corrective activity over the last week, which is typical for options expiration week. So we'll be looking for Earl to reverse back to the upside this week, back above 75, 74 on the sector. And taking a look at a couple of individual tickers. First one I want to take a look at is DVN Devin. The mama named him Devin. I'm gonna call him Devin. First off, we got continuation on the day. Let me change the time frame of the month. We got continuation on the day. We had a very strong 2-down hammer week last week. Looking for Devin to show us a flip on the week above 58.63, which will then put us back in full time frame continuity and back on this thing rolling and moving strong. So that's the expectation out of Devin. Very simple. Weekly reversal back to the upside is going to take the month back green at a level of 63.10, and we'll be continuing as regularly scheduled programming. So really like that setup on Devin. And then the next one I want to talk about here is XOP. So we'll take a look over here. This one here, we've got, first off, we want to take a look at the day. We had an inside day on Friday, and we ended the day, looks like at 125.19. Not a bad level. Looks like we caught the TTO and we're pushing back up. So now the expectation, as we look at the week, we formed now a strong hammer, 2-down hammer on the week. On oil again, we see what's happening. We get this pullback corrective activity right before monthly expiration. And now we're looking to go back into continuity back to the upside. So we're looking good here on this one. This one looks very good on XOP. So now I want to transition out of energy. We know what it's doing. Take a look at your favorite energy stock. The one you're playing, whether it's Oxy, Halliburton, any of them, just trying to take a look at them, see if they're setting up for their reversals, which should be the case. So now, next one I want to move into is consumer staples. First one I want to talk about is Pepsi, but we can take a look at XLP first. We see we got an inside week on XLP. Looking for this one to push to the upside on the sector above 74.26. So we're looking for an imminent push to the upside. A little continuation here on the day, making higher lows. So first stock I want to talk about in that is Pepsi. And yeah, with Pepsi right here, similar deal to the sector. Inside week, 2 up on the day, continuation we're looking for there, and we've got 212 above 162.93, which will then put us 2 up on the week, and it should push the month green at about 163.07. So it'll be right in alignment. We flip the week, then we turn the month back green. And we're looking for this thing to reverse back to the upside next month going into April. So just looking at that from a longer term perspective, like that Pepsi. Next one here is Coke. Coke boys, baby. So with the Coke boys and girls, similar deal to the rest of what's going on. We've got the inside 212 on Coke. We're looking for a flip on the week above $60.30. This chart doesn't look as pretty as the Pepsi one, just depending on what your preferences are. However, there's less broadening formations in the way of price. So I think Coke has a good chance to kind of keep pushing without, a lot of turbulence, as you can say. So we're looking to take this back on the week. 2 up on the day, which will take the day back green, and then we turn the month green at around 62.14. So we've got a couple dollars to go. We got some work to do there on the coat. On. And then next one I want to talk about in staples is Procter Gamble. So Procter Gamble, right here we had an outside day on Friday, which is a bit interesting. Considering how price action moved on Friday, 2 down on the month, looks like fell 2 down. Now we have the inside week. I really like Procter & Gamble as a stock company anyway. So I really like this level where we fell back to 143. Last week gave us a bounce. It puts us at a high about 150, 179. It's a good level for PG. I would like to see PG and the sector as a whole push back to the upside. And I think PG will kind of help with that. Going above 150, 179 would be your trigger level there. And I mean, to me, I think the obvious thought would be 155, then 160 are like immediate targets. But then I want to see it go back and retest this broadening formation here around 165. So those are the kind of the levels that I'll be thinking about on PG. Similar deal here on the month. We'll take the month back green at 154.31. So we'll be rocking and rolling, looking to push this thing into a 2-2 rev going into April. So that's kind of the outlook on that one. Keep it going. I did want to talk about one utility stock, NEE. We had a nice clean looking inside week here on NEE. So I'm looking for this 212 on the week above 83.49. NEE utilities as a whole, they're just steady eddies. Really like the setup that there. Looks like we're getting a TTO 212 back to the upside. So NEE, very simple setup, very simple thought process. I like that. SO doesn't look as good as NEE, but it has a very similar setup. They want to talk about One Communications. I always have a couple outliers or 1 or 2 outliers, but that's Lumen. So on Lumen, we've got, we had 2 up on the day Friday, obviously, and then we had the inside hammer week last week. This is what caught my attention. We're looking for a flip above $11.15. Also, we've got potential month flip 212s at wherever this high ends up being for the month. So we've got some potential. There's a couple other levels. If you wanted to look back to last week's high as a level for flip, 1134 would be kind of the high over the last, I guess, month or so. If you're looking at it from like a options expiration standpoint. So there's some entries potentially on Lumen. So we'll see what communications does. It's my only communications, just like NEE was my only utilities. So moving over into tech really quick. Just wanted to bring up one in particular, and that's DocuSign. So DocuSign, it's been trending down. Really hasn't given folks much reason to buy into it until last week. It had a nice gap down 2 weeks ago and just kind of rolled off of that and went back to the upside. Looking at this thing as an inside week, 212 above $96.97. That's a nice buy level, good price range for Docu. There's a good amount of magnitude there. So Docu doesn't look bad in terms of price and where it sits on the chart. So I like that. I like that a lot. So moving out of tech very quickly and into industrials, wanted to look at fuel cell again. I know we've talked about fuel cell quite a bit. I know Boss Game VIP has been on it since the beginning. That man stayed killing it. Definitely want to keep your eye on. We've got the 2-2 rev on fuel cell, looking at above $6.92. And fuel cell is pretty steady eddy. We know what it can do once it's in the uptrend, which is the case right now. So definitely like the way fuel cell sets up. If you're not already in with us, this is a good level that you could probably get in and catch continuation off this 2-2 rev. continuity looks beautiful. So definitely one to keep on your radar. I like fuel cell long term. We should be able to get some magnitude out of that one. Moving over to discretionaries. First one I want to talk about is Chua, where my boy Hyuga at. Chewy Hyuga, what's good? What's good? So on this one here, we got the 2 down on the week. You know how I like my 2 down, 2 up reversals on the week. We've got an entry level above $44.52. That thing looks solid. Problem here is we got a little bit of we got some broad informations that are pushing down on price. So you could get a case of where you get the 2-1-2 or I'm sorry, but the 2-2, and then it 2-2s right into this damn stuff here. And then you've got like this $50 range where you're fighting or you're trying to get to and fighting with it. So, you know, so that's the downside of it. If you look at it from a pattern standpoint, it looks like it could be doing a double bottom. So we'll see what happens. If you go to the day, you can see how it's forming. So we could be double bottoming, which then maybe enough strength to get us to that 50 or above level. But I like the way the charts look. I like the price level on Chewy. Very good price level there. Next one I want to talk about, we want to talk a little bit about EVs, and that's xpev. And xpev, very strong week last week. Looking at a 2 down, 2 up reversal. Level of entry above $29.64. We're also looking at continuation on the day, and we have a 1-2-2 potential on the month going into April. But we need to continue price moving upwards on xpev to even, so let's not get ahead of ourselves there. But yeah, we got first things first is to get the reversal and move price upwards in the area to where we can gain more buyers. But right now, xpev is just a potential. We need to see more strength. But, you know, I do like the way it looks on the chart. So could be something to take a flyer on, but I wouldn't, don't get too much dip on your chip on that one just yet. Next one we're going to talk about is eBay bait. eBay bait. eBay bait. Okay, now so on eBay, we know how we like us some eBay. Couple things. I see we have the 3-2-2 potential here. It looks like price actually was a 2 up. What in the world? So actually, this is actually in force. This is a 3-2-2 actually, but we have an inside month on eBay as well, and this one's moving up in force. Interesting. I like eBay overall. I don't know how it caught my scanner, and I didn't see that it was 2 down, man. That's crazy. 50, 51. So, oh wow. So last week, interesting here. So last week's price, well, last week's low and the low from that previous week were like a penny apart, which we can look at it and almost see. And the highs are only like 19 cents apart. So 20 cents apart. So a lot of chop right there on eBay. We'll see what happens. You know, I like eBay at this price range though. I think eBay is more in the $75, $70 range. So that's what I think personally on, you know, if I was just a shareholder. So I think that this is a good value on eBay regardless. The setup is still fine to me, but yeah, eBay, you got broad information, but it's a steady eddy. So once it claims a direction, it will go. Challenge on this one is you've got conflict, so just be mindful of that because we are in discretionary. So we're looking for a confirmation of rotation. If we don't get that, then we don't want to just play these sectors just because we have a setup on the ticker. So we want to make sure that we're where the money is residing. So if the money just passes over discretionary and into something else, that's where we want to go with that something else. So just be mindful of that. Trying to talk over the water in the background. Sorry. Next one we have is Starbucks. Next on Starbucks, we've got this. You know, Starbucks is one of our pack favorites. We had Outside Day Friday. Prices looking very strong. We got feels like a 2 down. Looks like the buying has started to occur here. And we are looking at a 2 down, 2 up reversal on the week above $90.09. So again, looking for this price to push back up and see if we're going to get this actual reversal. But looks like the buyers are present, so we need to flip all these time frames. So we will flip the month green at 91.49. And, so we need to see some of that occurring before then. And I doubt we'll ever turn the quarter green on this one. So we just kind of look towards the end of the month into a monthly flip on Starbucks. So keep your mind for that one. If we do get the rotation on discretionary, these would be ones that would benefit in the discretionary area. Don't look at these as your primaries. All right. Now moving into materials. With materials, y'all know what it's doing, kicking butt. So now with materials, looks like we had a TTO. Now we're coming out of that TTO, about to push back up, create new highs. First thing we see here on CLF is the ticker that I'm looking at now. Inside day, hammer 212 above $27.62. Will just give us this bullish continuation back to the upside, pushing towards the $30 range. Similar setup on the week. We have a 212 bullish continuation as well above 27.72 as your level for entry. And again, we're looking at this $30 plus range here. You buy enough time, you may be able to capture the move up to the $35 range, but you're gonna need a little time. So don't get too ambitious with your strike prices. Next one we want to talk about in materials and metals is Alcoa, AA. So Alcoa, we call them the African Americans. They are reversing back to the upside. We're getting a TTO on the week. So now we are looking for this reversal above $82.70, which will put us back to rev on to the upside. Our first target would be that 92.32 range, but we would probably be preparing ourselves to push to 95, maybe close to 100, depending on the time you have on your contracts. Alcoa is a monster. It's showing you what it's going to do. It doesn't do a lot of pump fakes. It reverses, it's going to reverse. It fails, it's going to fail. So it's showing us that we're getting a TTO on the week. So that's solid. Next one and last one I want to talk about is Vail. And with Vail, we got the continuation, 2 up on the day, 2 up on the month. And we've got what I like to see is this weekly reversal, 2-2 rev on the week. And our point of entry would be above $19.08 to put us back in continuity. And then we'd try to go get that high right there of $20.96. And so that'd be it. Back in continuity in full force, like we've been on this thing since November. So very simple. There ain't much else to really, say about that. I mean, pretty straightforward list. We've got a couple outliers. We've got a few sectors. We got more than a handful of sectors that are giving us bullish signals. We'll see what actually does continue its bullish momentum and which ones will fail and clap those folks who thinking they're being too smart. So anyway, with that, people, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a beautiful rest of y'all day, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow in the chat, or I'll catch y'all this evening in the chat or tomorrow in the Zoom. Peace.